why you might not want to try eating or making sourdough bread if you are somebody with a history of hormone imbalance. I'm Marissa Fay. I am a hormone and gut health functional nutritionist, and I use functional medicine and holistic healing to help women all over the world get rid of their most annoying symptoms. The truth is, if you are a woman dealing with almost any symptom, we can map it back to hormones and gut stuff. And one of the key changes I recommend for my clients and in my course, The Balanced Hormone Blueprint, and that I share more about in my free trainings that you can access in my profile in the link you can check out there, is to remove gluten. Now, this is for a number of reasons. So definitely, if you are like me and live in the United States, we spray gluten-containing grains, especially wheat, with all kinds of chemicals that are really, really detrimental to your hormone and gut health. Things that are actually labeled as carcinogenic or hormone disruptors, or things that can lead to very serious diseases. But beyond that, if you are anywhere in the world, wheat actually triggers the body to release a chemical that tells the junctions in your intestines to relax. That should sound a lot like leaky gut or intestinal permeability. And what this means is that things can travel outside of your gut that don't belong there. And that tends to create an immune response, an inflammatory response, and it really upregulates the body's stress. That's putting it kind of simply, but I just want to make sure we all understand. Now, because of this, if you're somebody who's had like years and years of symptoms like hair loss, like sleep issues, like constipation, like really painful menstrual cycles, like years and years of hot flashes. So lots of symptoms associated with that transition from cycling years to postmenopause, and it's been really rocky. If you're somebody who's dealt with a thyroid issue, if you're somebody who's dealt with a diagnosis like PCOS or endometriosis, you really don't want to play with fire. And I know a lot of people out there are saying, well, sourdough is healthy. You could have sourdough because in the process of making sourdough, it reduces the amount of gluten in the bread or the product. And first of all, there is a difference across the board in what type of product you're buying, in the process they're using, and how long they allow it to ferment. But second of all, there's really no guarantee that it's ever getting rid of 100% of all of the gluten. And in many cases, I'd be willing to bet that we're being exposed to a lot more gluten than we think through our sourdough products. And if you are somebody in the throes of dealing with, frankly, almost any symptom, I would really recommend you steer clear of even sourdough in addition to other gluten-containing products. Now, if you happen to be somebody who's on the other side of healing, you feel fantastic and you want to see how you do with something like sourdough, go for it, but also be prepared to stop yourself because you may not be able to have it all that often. You may not be able to really tolerate it at all. And you're really going to want to keep an eye out for symptoms. And those symptoms are often going to be really similar to the way your body has complained in the past. So if you've been prone in the past to bloating, if you've been prone in the past to constipation, if you've been prone in the past to really painful periods, those are going to be things you want to look out for when you try to reintroduce a food to see if it's something that actually agrees with your body and if it agrees with your body all that often.